Good morning. So I'm coming to you from our place out in the country. So when you see me shaking my arms, it's because I'm getting eaten alive by flies. So I'll give you a lovely view. There's there's one of our dogs that's probably making you really sick. But there you go. So, what I wanted to talk to you guys about today, two things. One, a little housekeeping issue. The grades function on Junction is not operable at this time. So, if you want to know what your grades are for the discussion boards, that's the only thing that is not transferring over. The way the discussion boards are going to work is I am grading them, and the grades, unfortunately, are not available to you guys at this time, but they are on Junction. So I can look them up for you if you want to know what your grades are. At the end of the semester, I will drop the lowest ones, take an average, and then that one grade will transfer over and it will be in your Blackboard. So until then, and until Junction fixes this grade thing, let me know if you want to know what your grades are. All right. The second thing is next Tuesday at noon, I'm going to be doing the civic engagement presentation, and it's going to be on immigration. So, with that in mind, I wanted to update you guys on what's going on in immigration and how it affects us economically. And I'd love for you guys to have some feedback. So, send me an email, or you could go and you could post in that frequently asked questions discussion board, whatever you guys want to do. So here's the deal. There are legal immigrants and there are illegal immigrants, all right? And then there's also the 14th Amendment. So your homework before next week, before the civic engagement, is to figure out what the 14th Amendment is and why, economically speaking, that is an important amendment that we're going to be discussing next week. What's going on with the legal immigrants. So, a legal immigrant is someone who has gone through the appropriate steps to get a green card. So, they are legally allowed to be here and they are allowed to work here. Sometimes just for a specific amount of time. They may be fleeing their country because of violence. They may be a political asylum seeker. There's a number of different things that could be going on, but the point is they are a legal immigrant, all right? They have a green card. They're allowed to work here. They may be going for citizenship, but they're not a citizen right now. Whereas an illegal immigrant is someone who has come here illegally. They are living here, working here illegally. So first, that is an important distinction between when we just talk about immigration, we need to break it down and say, are we talking about legal immigrants or are we talking about illegal immigrants? So everyone that comes here, whether they're legal or illegal, has the right to apply for certain benefits. All right. So, for example, education. Both legal and illegal immigrants have the right to send their kids to K through 12 education at no cost to them. Okay. So, just be aware of that, right? That is something that you cannot ask. If a parent comes in to enroll their children in school, then you can't say, "Oh, are you a illegal immigrant?" Can't do that. So that means that they are allowed to have that. In addition, if someone goes to the emergency room, they're not allowed to be interrogated on how are you going to pay for this. Now, if it is a non-life-threatening situation, or if it is a woman and she's not in active labor, they can be transferred to a county hospital. So, for example, John Peter Smith in Fort Worth, Parkland in Dallas, those are county hospitals. So there, people that don't have health insurance, including illegal and legal immigrants, can go there and get health insurance basically at no cost to themselves, which does not mean at no cost because someone is obviously paying for that. So who is paying for that? If your answer is the government, that is both correct and incorrect, because my next question would be, who is the government? And the answer to that is you and I. We are the government. We are paying for that. So these are the kinds of things that we're going to be talking about next week. But what's going on right now is that the Trump administration has changed the definition of a burden to society. So legal immigrants are not allowed to be a burden to society. So past administrations have chosen to interpret that to mean that they cannot receive cash assistance, but they can still receive non cash assistance. So, what does that mean? Non cash assistance means housing vouchers, food assistance, medical, those types of things. Those are non cash. So anything where you're not actually handing over money is non cash. So past administrations have determined that to mean, well, we can give them all of these benefits, but we're not going to actually give them cash like Social Security, like Medicaid. However, now the Trump administration is changing that, and they are saying we want all of that to be considered a burden to society. They're saying we don't want people to come over here basically for the benefits. So do you think that is appropriate? Do you think that's not appropriate? Do you think, wow, it's about time we people do not need to come over here and then basically sponge off of the government? Or do you think, wow, that's really harsh because these people really need our help? So I would love to hear your thoughts on that, and on anything else that you've been reading or you've been hearing on the news. I hope you guys are all registering to vote because your vote does count. And I hope that you are paying attention to the news. Maybe you've decided to start getting the skim or something else like that. So, anyway, let me know your thoughts. Have a wonderful Monday. And don't forget, 1 week from today, Unit 2 is due. All right. I'm going to repeat that. 1 week from today, on October 1st, Unit 2 is due. So do not be late. Early is better than late. So have a great week. Bye.